Folk magic. It works. Stick around. Hiya, folks. Old Man Grognard here, and I've got something. The stuff that came into the mail the other day that I was so surprised about, and so I want to tell everybody about these. It's more Midderland stuff from Monkeyblood Design, and it is Folk Magic of the Haven Isles, and this is what it looks like. All right, here it is. Folk Magic of the Haven Isles. It's a small book, and it's kind of nice. And it's just beautifully laid out. I love the pictures in here. And here are some of the custom subclasses you can use in your game, and this is pretty much system neutral as far as OSR goes. You can see it's mostly 2 columns. This is very easy to read. I just wish they would have put the titles a little darker font in this stuff. It's a little hard to read sometimes with my old eyes. Let's give you kind of an idea of what it looks like. And back here we have a few other things, some backgrounds for your character you might want to play, some charts, and a few tomes and magic items. So it's a quick read, but it's one of those ones where I just like to look at it all the time. And there's the back, and there we go. Folk Magic of the Haven Isles. Take it away, Glenn. All right, Folk Magic of the Haven Isles is written by Richard Marpole, but everything else, see what it says in here, everything else, all artwork and text, well, that's part of the thing here. Let me get my eyes on, okay? Richard Marpole is the author, and everything else is done by Glenn Seal, which is cartography, art, layout, and graphic design. So, and it is these things are these are written for swords and wizardry, but you can use it with any old school game. I mean, it's beautiful. And these are the kind of books I love. I love that they've got like a whole bunch of stuff. This is focused around magic, yes, but it's got a whole bunch of little things in here that I love. I love those kind of books, where you can pull stuff out and gives you ideas. This book is, he says already, all of a sudden, this book is intended for inspiration, right there in the introduction. Then it says, this supplement draws on tradition and warps them into new and more gameable shapes, talking about the British Isles. And just different areas in the Midderlands. If you don't know what the Midderlands are, it's Glenn Seal and Monkeyblood Design's campaign world based on England, Great Britain. And they change a few things, and they've got a lot of weird things, but it is really a great campaign world. I love it. I absolutely love it. And Glenn and his crew do awesome things. And half of this book is subclasses. Subclasses for your game. Classes or subclasses, depending on what kind of game you're running. And they've got about a dozen of them in here. A few have become my favorite. The Apple Queen or King. That's one of my favorites. And all these they give you a description and what they call rules, which is basically their special abilities. Also, if there's any spells that they learn that they get because they are these things. And it says flavor. I like that. Flavor is basically role-playing ideas. These are how these guys usually work. Do the way you want it, but let's give you some ideas on how to role-play it. And this one has other notes. Prefer beer instead of cider. So you can do substitutions and become the beer king or queen, I guess. Bog chanter, demon, slave. And the artwork is really, really good in here. I believe that's Glenn's artwork. I'm not sure. Didn't say anything on here about that. The Green Child. And you can tell this is based on, the British Isles and things like that. Masked Dancer. This is a little more complicated one. It's more like a guy who wears a mask and does his spells that way. And there's different types of masks which give him different types of abilities. The Sin Eater is good. I like the Sin Eater because that's how he gets his spells. What else we have? The Stitch Witch, where he or she does their spells by stitching things. I would take that a little further and they'd be able to stitch in the air or something like that. Toadman. Toadman is right there on the tin, and they can reign over like bugs and other vermin and toads and things. Wizard of the Edge. And then it goes into tomes. Like here's the section on tomes and stuff like what their angels told Martha, what the tome looks like and what's in, a little history on it and what's in it. A little key of the whole art of hydromancy. What else do we have here? The Gata book, which I have no idea what it's about. A few new spells that are most of them are kind of linked to whatever the subclasses are, like the Stitch in Time. Things like that. And it's just, it's a nice way to go. It's a nice read. It's a quick read. It's about 60 pages. And they have a few oddities like this, the Mandrake and things like that. Also, they give you a reference in the back of which books they're associated with and the glossary of the Midderlands, or Haven Isles as they call it. But this is one of those, it's published in 2020, it was Kickstarted, 60 pages, but it's just so much fun. These things are just, I read these things and going, wow. Even if I wasn't doing the Midderlands or something like that, I use this in my game. Okay, where to find it? So, we're going to find it at DriveThruRPG or the Monkeyblood Design website. Here's how it goes. If you want this here, this is the hardback and the PDF, plus PDF. It'll cost you about $28.79 at the Monkeyblood Design website. You have to buy it from them. Now, if you just want a paperback of that, you can get it through DriveThru. The PDF you can buy for $13 itself. Premium color is $24.87. Standard color is $22.25. Premium color book and PDF is $37.90. Was it $37.96? And standard color book and PDF is $35.39. So either way you get it, use this. It's really good. And I'll have all this stuff down there anyway. Okay, so that is Folk Magic of the Haven Isles. I hope I have more Midderland stuff coming up. And if you like this, give me a like, subscribe, ring the bell, and do the cha-cha or whatever you do to give me some likes. Okay, so until I see you folks next time, bye-bye.